Hello everyone and welcome to my The Young and the Restless Soapy Stories channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. The Young and the Restless recap for Thursday, June 4th, reveals that Audra Charles and Kyle Abbott will be poised to join Aristotle Dumas' soiree after she pushes Victor Newman to score 2 invites. In the park, Amy Lewis will be feeling much better after her treatment and will lock in her decision to move to Genoa City, so Audra and Nate Hastings will be thrilled. At the GCAC, Damien Kane won't be looking forward to firing Holden Novak now that Aristotle Dumas has given him them both the boot. Damien will wonder if there's a place for Holden at Winters, so Lily Winters will agree to talk to Nate and Devin Winters about putting Holden in the hotel division, too. Once Lily meets up with Nate in the park, she'll bring up the idea of hiring Holden, but he'll have reservations since he doesn't trust the guy. There'll also be some talk about Dumas' upcoming party, which Lily will be determined to attend since she'll want to look Dumas in the eye and get the whole truth. At the Newman Ranch on Thursday's YNR episode, Victor will tell Kyle that he's willing to accept his proposal. As Victor hands over the paperwork, he'll insist the contract follows the terms Kyle laid out. If Kyle breaks Claire Newman's heart, then he'll have to pay Victor $5 million and leave town. Kyle will initially want to have his lawyer look over the contract, but Victor will taunt him about looking for an out. After Kyle decides he doesn't need anyone to look over the contract after all, he'll sign it and hope he can make Victor see him as more than just Jack Abbott's son. Victor will act like he's impressed over Kyle making this commitment and will shake Kyle's hand before he goes. Although Audra will plan on having lunch with Amy, Victor will get her on the phone and demand a meeting now. Once Audra shows up at the ranch, Victor will complain about her not doing anything to break up Kyle and Claire. Audra will argue that these things take time, but Victor will warn that she'd better make something happen before he gets back from France. After Audra decides it'd be good to get Kyle away from Claire and Genoa City, she'll push Victor to find a way to get her invited to the party along with Kyle. Audra will suggest she can take care of the rest and will saunter out. Back at the GCAC, Damien will give Holden updates on Dumas firing them both. Holden will blame Damien and reject the idea of going to work at Winters. After Holden says it's time for a clean break, he'll walk out on his now former friend. Once Holden summons Audra to Crimson Lights, he'll open up about his bad news and get some comfort. At the athletic club, Amy will console Damien as well and agree to help him come up with a peace offering for Holden, though she'll hint that whatever he does should come from the heart. At the Tack House, a doctor will examine Cole Howard and admit he doesn't like the sound of his chest. After the doc suspects it could be pneumonia, Victoria Newman will go with Cole to the hospital for x-rays and tests. Afterward, Claire will fill Kyle in and fret over Cole's condition, so he'll give her a pep talk. When Claire asks how things went with Victor, Kyle will insist it was fine and suggest he can give her the details later. The Young and the Restless spoilers say Kyle could be headed for big trouble, so stick with the CBS soap. The Young and the Restless spoilers suggest that during the Tuesday, June 3rd episode, Nick Newman asked Sharon Newman to be his +1 for the Aristotle Dumas party in France. Everyone at Nicky Newman's birthday bash had been talking about it, and in a roundabout way, Sharon told Nick she had a little FOMO about not being invited. He nicely agreed to take her, but could he withdraw this invitation and give it to Phyllis Summers instead? Phyllis Summers is on a mission. The Young and the Restless spoilers remind fans that Phyllis is on a mission to meet Dumas in hopes that she can convince him to allow her to run chancellor. Phyllis organized an ambush of sorts during the week of May 26th to 30th with Amanda Sinclair. She traveled to D.C. with her bestie in hopes that she'd meet Dumas and wow him enough to convince him to bring her into his orbit. With that said, it's uncertain if she succeeded or failed at this attempt to meet the mysterious billionaire. During the Wednesday, June 4th episode, Phyllis will have a proposition for Nick. If her meeting with Dumas was a bust, she likely won't be invited to his big shindig in France. Should that be the case, will she beg Nick to be his +1? Nick's dilemma. Nick knows how bad Phyllis is struggling in the aftermath of her kidnapping. While Sharon is doing far better than his other ex, Nick also feels bad that Billy Abbott fired Phyllis from Abbott Communications and realizes that his ex-wife desperately needs a job. As Phyllis will reason that she wants to go to the party for a business opportunity, versus Sharon, who just doesn't want to miss out on some fun. Will Nick withdraw the invitation from one ex-wife so that he can give it to another? Nick likely will promise to make it up to Sharon, but this move could add fuel to the fire where Sharon and Phyllis's now-resolved rivalry is concerned. If Nick and Phyllis cross a line at Dumas's party, could this further agitate Sharon? How annoyed would Sharon be if Nick withdrew his Dumas party invite to her and gave it to Phyllis? Share your thoughts. Tune into the CBS Soap Daily so you don't miss a moment of the drama, and visit this site often for the best Young and the Restless spoilers, updates, and news. The Young and the Restless spoilers indicate that Aristotle Dumas has sent out his invites for his Friday, June 13th party in France, and fans know to expect some major drama. Not only will Dumas reveal himself, as many are on pins and needles trying to figure out who the mysterious mogul really is, but there's bound to be some explosive moments. Below are 3 shocking events that fans should brace themselves for. 1. An unexpected hookup. What's a soap party without an unexpected hookup, right? Could Nick Newman dive into bed with an ex, who's also going to the party, like Sharon Newman or Phyllis Summers? If Billy Abbott ends up going without gal pal, Sally Spectra, could he land between the sheets with Phyllis? As there's speculation that Dumas is Kane Ashby and Billy Flynn is the recast, could he unexpectedly share a passionate night with a former friend or ex from GC? 2. A war of words. Heated confrontation. Speaking of, could Lily Winters lash out at Kane once she realizes he's Dumas? Maybe Victor Newman has a face-off with Dumas or possibly longtime rival, Jack Abbott? If Sally is in France, could she and Phyllis go at it? Regardless, 2 foes or 2 exes are bound to create some chaos with a heated exchange of words. 3. A super couple breaks up. As of this writing, it's hard to say if Audra Charles, Claire Newman, or Kyle Abbott will be at the party, but anything is possible. In fact, if these 3 are, Audra and Kyle could be the unexpected hookup, while Claire and Kyle could be the confrontation and couple that breaks up. Still, what if Michael Baldwin ends up helping Victor in some capacity or agrees to return as his lawyer, in light of Dumas? Could Lauren Fenmore decide to call it quits? Then again, maybe Nate Hastings finds out about Audra and Victor's plan, and he breaks things off with the brunette. The possibilities are endless. Phyllis schemes to crash Dumas' party. Claire confides in Kyle. Y&R spoilers. Phyllis desperate to see Dumas, but Claire's secret may overshadow it all. Young and Restless. Fire Phyllis versus Dumas. Her new plan to get on the guest list revealed. Y&R June shocker. Face screaming in fear. Claire's fears explode. Kyle's stunned by what she reveals. Young and the Restless update. Bomb. Nick drops a bombshell on Phyllis. Dumas party invitation chaos. Y&R spoilers today. Woman detective Phyllis learns Dumas is in France, and she'll do anything to get there. Y&R recap and spoilers.